Deuteronomy 17. 1. You shall not sacrifice to the Lord your God an ox or a herd that has a blemish or anything bad, for it is an abomination to the Lord your God. 2. When in your midst, in any of your gates that the Lord your God gives you, there is found a man or woman who does evil in the eyes of the Lord your God, transgressing his covenant. 3. Who should go and serve other gods, and bow down to them, or to the sun, or to the moon, or to all the host of heaven, which I have not commanded? 4. And it is denounced to you, and you listen to it, then thou shalt inquire well, and behold, it being true and certain that this abomination was done in Israel. 5. Then you shall bring out the man or woman who has done this evil thing at your gates, and the man or woman you shall stone to death. 6. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or 3 witnesses, he who is to die shall be put to death, by the mouth of 1 witness he shall not die. 7. The hands of the witnesses will first be against him, to kill him, and then the hands of all the people, so shalt thou put away evil from among thee. 8. When anything is too hard for you in judgment, between blood and blood, between lawsuit and lawsuit, between wound and wound, in disputes within your gates, then you shall arise and go up to the place which the Lord your God will choose. 9. And thou shalt come to the Levitical priests, into the judge who shall be in those days, and shall inquire, and they shall declare to thee the sentence of judgment. 10. And you shall do according to the commandment of the word that they announce to you in the place that the Lord chooses, and you shall be careful to do according to all that they teach you. 11. According to the mandate of the law that they teach you, and according to the judgment that they tell you, you shall do, from the word that they announce to you, you will not deviate, neither to the right nor to the left. 12. The man, therefore, who acts arrogantly, not listening to the priest, who is there to serve the Lord your God, nor to the judge, that man shall die, and thou shalt put away evil from Israel. 13. That all the people may hear him, and be afraid, and never be puffed up again. 14. When thou shalt come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou shalt possess it, and dwell therein, and thou shalt say, I will set a king over me, as have all the nations that are round about me. 15. Whoever the Lord your God chooses you shall surely set over you as king, thou shalt make king over thee of thy brethren, thou shalt not set a strange man upon thee, who is not of thy brethren. 16. But he will not multiply horses for himself, nor will he bring the people back to Egypt to multiply horses, for the Lord hath said unto you, Ye shall never return by this way again. 17. Neither shall he multiply wives for himself, lest his heart be turned away, neither silver nor gold will multiply much for you. 18. It shall be also, that when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, then shall he write for himself in a book, a copy of this law, from the original which is before the Levite priests. 19. And he shall have it with him, and he shall read in it all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law, and these statutes, to do them. 20. Lest his heart be lifted up against his brethren, and turn away from the commandment, neither to the right hand nor to the left, that he may prolong his days and his kingdom, he and his children, in the midst of Israel. Deuteronomy 18. 1. The Levitical priests, the entire tribe of Levi, will have no part or inheritance with Israel, they shall eat of the offerings made by fire of the Lord, and of his inheritance. 2. Therefore they shall have no inheritance among their brethren, the Lord is their inheritance, as he has said to them. 3. This, then, shall be the right of the priests, to receive from the people, from those who offer sacrifice, whether ox or young cattle, who shall give the priest the shoulder and the jaws and the belly. 4. You shall give him the firstfruits of your grain, of your new wine, and of your oil, and the firstfruits of the shearing of your sheep. 5. For the Lord your God has chosen him out of all your tribes, to stand and serve in the name of the Lord, he and his children, all the days. 6. And when a Levite comes from any of your gates, from all Israel, where he dwells, and come with all your soul's desire to the place the Lord has chosen. 7. And serve in the name of the Lord your God, as well as all his brothers the Levites, who stand before the Lord there. 8. An equal portion shall they eat, in addition to the sales of their estate. 9. When you enter the land which the Lord your God gives you, you shall not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. 10. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, nor a soothsayer, nor an augur, nor a sorcerer. 11. Neither an enchanter, nor one who consults a diviner spirit, nor a magician, nor one who consults the dead. 12. For everyone who does such a thing is an abomination to the Lord, and for these abominations the Lord your God drives them out from before you. 13. You shall be perfect, like the Lord your God. 14. For these nations, which you are to dispossess, listen to soothsayers and diviners, but the Lord your God has not allowed you to do so. 15. The Lord your God will raise you up a prophet from among you, from among your brothers, like me, to him you will listen. 16. According to all that you desired of the Lord your God in Horeb on the day of the assembly, saying, I will not hear again the voice of the Lord your God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. 17. Then the Lord said to me, They spoke well in what they said. 18. Behold, I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brethren, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him. 19. And it shall come to pass, that whosoever will not hearken to my words, that he shall speak in my name, I will require of him. 20. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name that I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet shall die. 21. And if you say in your heart, How shall I know the word which the Lord has not spoken? 22. When the prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, and the word does not come true, nor does it come to pass, this is a word that the Lord has not spoken, with pride did that prophet speak, do not be afraid of him. Deuteronomy 19. 1. When the Lord your God uproots the nations whose land the Lord your God will give you, and you possess them and dwell in their cities and in their houses. 2. You shall set apart 3 cities in the midst of the land which the Lord your God will give you to possess. 3. You will prepare the way, and the borders of thy land, which the Lord thy God shall make thee to possess, thou shalt divide into 3, and this shall be so that every manslayer may flee there. 4. And this is the case with regard to the murderer, who hides there, that he may live, he who by mistake hurts his neighbor, whom he did not hate before. 5. Like a man who goes into the forest with his neighbor to cut wood, and when he puts strength in his hand with an axe to cut down the tree, the iron falls from the handle and strikes his neighbor and he dies, he will flee to one of these cities, and live. 6. Lest the avenger of blood go after the murderer, when his heart is raging, and overtake him, because the way is long, and take his life, because he is not guilty of death, since he did not hate him before. 7. Therefore I command you, saying, 3 cities you shall separate. 8. And if the Lord your God enlarges your borders, as he swore to your fathers, and gives you all the land which he said he would give your fathers. 9. When thou shalt keep all these commandments, which I command thee today, to do them, to love the Lord thy God, and to walk in his ways always, then thou shalt add 3 more cities to these 3. 10. Lest innocent blood be shed in the midst of your land, which the Lord your God gives you for an inheritance, and blood be upon you. 11. But if anyone hates his neighbor, and lies in wait for him, and rises up against him, and strikes him to death, and flees to one of these cities. 12. Then the elders of your city will send for you, and they will take him from there and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. 13. Your eye will not forgive him, but thou shalt put away the innocent blood of Israel, that it may go well with thee. 14. Do not change the boundary of your neighbor, which the ancients set in your inheritance, which you will receive in the land that the Lord your God gives you to possess it. 15. One witness shall not stand against any man for any iniquity, or for any sin, whatever sin he has committed. By the mouth of 2 witnesses, or by the mouth of 3 witnesses, the fact will be established. 16. When a false witness rises up against someone, to testify against him concerning transgression. 17. Then those 2 men, who have the demand, shall appear before the Lord, before the priests and judges who will be in those days. 18. And the judges will inquire well, and behold, being the false witness, who testified falsely against his brother. 19. Do to him as he thought to do to his brother, and so shalt thou put away evil from among thee. 20. So that those who are left may hear and fear, and never again do such evil in your midst. 21. Your eye will not forgive, life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Deuteronomy 20. 1. When you go out to battle against your enemies, and see horses and chariots and people greater in number than you, you will not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, is with you. 2. And it shall come to pass, when ye come near to the battle, that the priest shall go forward, and speak to the people. 3. And he shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, today you are near to battle against your enemies. Do not let your hearts soften, fear not, nor tremble, nor be terrified before them. 4. For the Lord your God is he who goes with you, to fight against your enemies, to save you. 5. Then the officials will speak to the people, saying, What man is there that built a new house and has not consecrated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and someone else consecrate it. 6. And what man is there who has planted a vineyard and still not enjoyed it? Go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and someone else enjoys it. 7. And what man is betrothed to a woman and has not yet received her? Go, and return to your house, lest you die in the battle and some other man receive you. 8. And shall the officers continue to speak to the people, saying, Who is the man that is fearful and faint-hearted? Go, and return to his house, lest his brother's hearts melt like his hearts. 9. And it will come about, when the officers have finished speaking to the people, then they will appoint the captains of the armies at the head of the people. 10. When you approach a city to fight it, proclaim peace to it. 11. And it shall come to pass, that if he answer thee in peace, and open the gates to thee, all the people that are found therein shall be tributary to thee, and shall serve thee. 12. But if it does not make peace with you, but makes war on you, then you shall besiege it. 13. And the Lord your God will deliver it into your hand, and every male that is in it thou shalt slay with the edge of the sword. 14. However, the women, and the children, and the animals, and all that is in the city, all its spoil, thou shalt take for thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. 15. Thus shalt thou do to all the cities that are very far from thee, which are not of the cities of these nations. 16. But of the cities of these nations, which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, you shall not let anything live that breathes. 17. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 18. Lest they teach you to do after all their abominations, which they did to their gods, and you sin against the Lord your God. 19. When thou shalt besiege a city for many days, and fight against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy its trees by putting an axe there, for thou shalt eat of them, for thou shalt not cut it down, for the trees of the field are man's food, to use it in the siege. 20. But the trees that you know are not food trees, destroy and cut them down, and against the city that fights against you you shall build ramparts, until it is conquered. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, leave your like, and make a comment.